Alright, welcome back to the frozen shithole of Hoth that we call Victoria. Today I'm putting on the Dash Off-Road Y62 rear Predator bar. It was on special from $38.50 down to $3,000, so I jumped on it. Straight out of the box, it's a pretty comprehensive package. So it comes with, I thought this was all aluminium, but it's only the wings that are aluminium. The middle body here is aluminium as well, but the main subframe is all steel. So we've got the replacement tow bar that's going to bolt up underneath, and the cage here is the main supporting bracket. That's all steel. So it's a pretty comprehensive kit straight out of the box. Comes with the spare wheel carrier, a wiring loom to do these reverse lights. They're super bright, and the rear sensors. So it all comes in the box. Pretty comprehensive kit. That's the wiring loom, and then the rear camera relocation kit. So that is going to come in very handy when we're doing this. So yeah, let's get it all unbolted, and we've got to remove these trims, remove the top here, take the bar off, take the existing tow bar off, and get it all going. Alright, we've got the back jacked up. We're going to take the rear tow bar, rear bar off, and the side trim, and all the accessory components down there. So we've got to remove the mud guards on the side, the inner guard, and then drop down the tow bar and take the rear bar off. What kind of asshole puts flathead bolts like that on a fucking bull bar? Nissan. I mean on a tow bar. Look. Look at the head on that. You can't get no purchase. These magnets are bloody strong in these Milwaukee lights. Jesus. Now, they are the bolts on the factory Nissan tow bar. How are you supposed to get any purchase on that? This is an absolute... Alright, we've got the rear bar and tow bar off, the factory one. Now what we've got to do is transfer over the reverse sensor loom, which is quite easy. Dash Off-Road supplies all the bezels to go in the new one. You do have to round these out with a step saw or step hole saw, because they're just a little bit too small. It's not the coating either, it's just the actual hole's a little bit too small. So, but again, going back to Nissan, that's a factory tow bar that come off. Look at the crown on that bolt. You could get just no purchase whatsoever. So, and then our next step is we've got to put little side brackets here, because mine's the TIL. So we've got the rear lane assist and lane departure. This actually uses electromagnetism, so it sets out a magnetic field on this sensor and it detects the cars. Because we've got aluminium on this rear bar, it's non-ferritic aluminium, so it's not going to interfere with that electromagnetic rear radar. So yeah, let's keep going. And I don't think that this kit with the new bar actually comes with bolts for it. I think they expect you to use the factory ones. I'm going to check the instructions, I haven't printed them out yet, but it doesn't appear that they're available in the kit, so I might have to go and buy some, because I cannot, they're just not in this kit. Now this is the second time I've come across this on a Dash off-road bar, where they say that the reverse sensor loom plugs in and will go in exactly where the factory one does, and they match up. While that may be so that they match up, nearly always you have to cut out from the one of the looms here. You have to slice out all the sheathing and get it across, because this is where this sensor finished, but the sensor plugs all the way over here, so we've had to slice the sheath off and run it back to it. This second time I've come across on one of their bars. Doesn't mention it anywhere in the instructions, so just be aware that one or two sensors may not actually reach on the factory loom, so you have to slice it back. You don't have to cut it, you just have to slice it back, rewrap it so that it will fit in there, and I'll show you the finished product in it shortly. Alright, we've got the rear tow bar on, just loosely fit. There is spaces in between here and it's still got to be tightened up. However, the fitment and the curvature of the chassis I'm not too fond of. We're already hard up here on the chassis, and we've got quite a large gap here. They have put spaces in, but it's not quite enough, eh? Bit worried about that, but we'll see. Once this all fitted up, that's the rear cradle. That holds the bar on top, just there. There's a couple of Allen key bolts, M8. But yeah, as you can see, she's a bit off on the metal press there when these come out of the stamp, or however they've done it. It's very loose down here, very tight on the chassis up here, and doesn't quite line up. So we're gonna have to do some adjusting there. And as far as the instructions go, they do not provide any continuity for the fitment of this. So it's all over the place, to be honest, and it makes the job harder and longer than what it should. So yeah, we're getting there. It's a slow road at the moment, but we'll see what the finished product looks like. Progress! So it's all fitted on, well, the bar at least, and the swing arm. But I'll tell you what, these instructions suck. Would I do this by myself again? Probably not by myself. Also, the radar relocation brackets didn't come, so I've left them down there, but it worked out nicely. I've just modified the bracket a little bit. Don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. We've cut the top of the rear bar to suit the top of the rear Predator bar installation. So it's just a couple of easy measurements, and then I just tape it off and run my line around and cut it around. Now it's time to put the pinch weld on, put the top of the bar section on, and test it all out. of our install where I'm going to fit up the camera to the rear tyre carrier and raise the radar sensors on the rear, the blind spot sensors, because they're supposed to sit behind the bar. There was updated instructions that I was unaware of, and wire in the reverse lights. Alright, so to take off the top bar now, it's just a simple little job. We just pull this trim out, remove these little panels in here, which they literally just click out. Yeah, it's a bit hard doing it with one hand, but you get the idea. They literally just pop out. So we'll come back to that. There we go. So we need to expose this bottom floor as well, because we're going to be running the camera down through there, the relocation kit. So 10mm bolts, and there, light pops out. Same on this side. Remove all the bolts and casements. 3 bolts pops out. One 10mm bolt here, which is easy enough now, and then the whole rear bar will come out. So I'll just quickly do that. Blue thing. Jesus. Don't want to lose that. Yeah. Trim out, rubber moulding, goes back there, and literally just pop out the sides. Now if you don't have PPF on like I do, tape up the rear quarters, and that's the best thing to do to protect it. That's it. The whole top of the bar comes off, and then we've got access to where we need to get. As you can see, It's all exposed for us. We've got to move these blind spot raiders up to here. There's 2 little brackets and they're going to mount right there on each corner. Bolt down on the top of the bar here. And again, blind spot monitor down there. We're going to move it up here. Alright, we've got the rear blind spot assists out off their brackets. Now these are the new brackets. These are going to sit on there like that. And then here like that. In front, I think. Or like that. One of the two. We'll work it out. And the instructions aren't entirely clear, but I'm pretty sure it's just on the inside. Looks like it's going to be like that. We can move them back and forth. Let's see. Now these are fairly easy to take off their bracket. Just a 10mm bolt here times 2. And they just friction fit for the rest of the part. They just pop out literally out of the casement like that. We might get a head clamp for this. Bear with me. It'll be easier with some pliers. One, 2, no prep out, nice and easy. Now there is a left and right, so you have to be careful not to mix them up. You don't need those brackets anymore. 1, 2. Looks like we might have to take the whole assembly off here, I think. We shall see. Again, direction orientated, left and right. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna bolt through there, I reckon. So we're gonna need a start key for that, or a Torx key, whatever you want to call it. Take these off the main supporting bracket. Yeah, that's definitely how they're gonna go. And bolt them up. Yep, it's definitely how they're going to work out. Erection, yeah, right in front like that. Let's see if they've given us enough bolts to do this, because they are all over the shop, I'll tell you. They might go back in. They might friction thread in. No. Of course, always with these kits, never get the right stuff. Alright, we'll pause that. Alright, so we've got our brackets here. We've got our 2 bolt mounting points here for the brackets. You can adjust them back and forth. So, of course, they didn't give us everything we want. So when we go and fit the blind spot monitors, we'll have to make up our, we'll have to use some screws instead. We're just going to do these hand tight. So like with everything, you want to leave everything hand tight until it's all in place, ready to go. Once it's all mounted up. Now the bolts on the back are gripping bolts, nuts, so you shouldn't need any lock seal or Loctite or anything like that. And that's pretty much where they're going to go. And then hopefully that bar will cover it. So let's get our radar or rear blind spot. Of course, again, they didn't give us the bolts that we wanted, so I'm gonna just try and self-tapper these into place, even though these aren't self-tapping bolts. But so essentially that's how our radar is gonna, blind spot monitor is gonna go, just in there. The loom will come up to the underneath the bottom of it, and let's see if we can get these babies in. Now this is right, so we got the right one on the right side. Let's just drop them all and see what happens. That is not, no comprende, that's the wrong one. Alright, we've got our blind spot radars back on, left and right. Bam bam. Now we've got to run the rear camera relocation, which we've got to pop all this off. There's a loom here that we're going to tap into, run it down here, and then out and down, I think, through here. Bam bam, and out through there. So let's get started. Alright, so you want to be careful when you're taking this off, but it's all pretty straightforward. A couple of just small clips, and we've got our trim removal tool here. Just going to pop this off. Bang, no screws on that one. This one's got a little bolt behind it. This is a tie down point. I'm just going to flick that out of there, and this just pops up underneath there like that. Come on. So we can access the 10mm bolt behind it. That's just going to come out. Gonna clip it there, and then we're just gonna pull it back a little bit. Click, come on. Just a bit, just so we can run all our cables in through here and out through that light there and down and around. So yeah, we'll just run it neatly in here, and we'll cable tie to that, our camera loom. And now we just got to get this off to take the camera off. Again, little trim removal tool. I love this tool, just pops them out so easily, rather than getting the screwdriver in there and destroying it. You can just pop it straight out. Oop. Be sure not to lose any of our bolts. Bam bam bam. I don't believe that there's any bolts behind here, but we'll take them out to make sure. It's the first time I've taken this gate off, so we'll just make sure. No, doesn't look like it. Now I normally use the nylon one to take that out, and apparently to pop this off you just pull. I could be wrong though. Don't want to break it. No. Yeah. Come on. Gee, she's on there good. I don't know how to take that handle off. Does it come out? Yeah. Let's see. Probably just some simple way that I'm unaware of. Yep. Does this one pop out? No. All right. It's more difficult than what I thought it was going to be. Oh, that switch does pop out. And if you're short ass like me, makes life easier, harder. All right. Come on. Where's the rest of you? Apparently the whole thing is supposed to come off now. Come on. You bugger. There we go. Whew. She dropped down quick. And where is it? There's like yeah, 4 bolts here. Take this trim out. So let's get that out. Oh, we're gonna need an extension. They should be 10 mil. No, looks like they're 8 mil. And we'll probably speed this up so you don't hear me. So that there is our camera. That's what we want. I'm told this whole thing has to come off, but I don't think it, honestly don't think it does. Maybe. There's probably screws behind there. Any more? There's 2 here. 2 here, 1 there. Alright, let's get them off. Remembering which one goes where, of course, bolt wise. Just pop them globes out. Pain in the ass. Don't forget to put them back in. I don't really want to take this off, to be honest. It looks like there's more switchgear here. It's going to be for our buttons. Alright, now that that's off, where the hell did that bloody go? That doesn't look like it's long enough. Oh yeah, it is. That's going to be bloody painful to get back on. Alright, so here is our camera, and that is what we want, is that one. And I'm going to have to pop it back off now. All right. Should just be 2 screws. I'm gonna reuse that bracket, I think, from memory. So here is our Razzler rear camera relocation kit. It's got a jumper loom here that we're gonna plug in to the factory loom. That loom there, we're just gonna loop it in, run it across and down. That's the rear upper camera feed. Alright, so I'm just gonna quickly do this and then refilm once we're done. Alright, we've got our loom, jumper loom plugged in, cable tied all nice and neatly down the side behind the panels here, so we can go ahead and clip that back up once we get it all back into place. Real nice. Hopefully it all goes back in nicely. Alright, so I've run it down behind here and works out quite nicely. It is, the instructions does say to come through this light here, but I wasn't too keen on that, so we actually had enough to go through an existing grommet. I've just got to put some sealant in there and run the camera cable through here, through there. It shouldn't pinch in there the way it's been designed, and we've got enough for our loom to come across and connect up nicely in there, if you can see it. So we'll continue with that, put it all back together, then test it up. Alright, we're just swapping over the camera bracket here for the Dash off-road one. It's a simple little changeover. We're just getting rid of the factory Nissan one. Not sure if we need that insulating block, but we shall find out. I'll remove this grommet because we don't need it anymore. Come on. Might just, yeah, it should be alright. She's tight. Yeah, we might just cut that away. Maybe, we'll see. Yeah. So I did not want that to happen, but it's alright. It's only a bit of lagging. Just be mindful not to pull your loom out. We're just going to roll this back over it. Remember, it went on there, so it's got to come off. Something like this, I normally just jam a screwdriver up, then you can roll it over the loom and over the screwdriver, or whatever you're using, without having to pull on the loom from the plug. Most of the time she works good. There we go. Doesn't want to do it today. If you got a better way, let me know. Jeepers, it's pretty tight, this one. Alright, we've got the camera connected up. We've just got a dummy fitted here for now until she gets bolted in, and we're just going to check to make sure that I've got the camera in the right orientation, meaning not upside down, because that will be a problem. And the typical Nissan ping, which is super annoying. Let's go into reverse and see if it all works. Come on. And it's doing the typical thing now. Sometimes this aftermarket one should not work. No camera. Ah, that would be because the loom's not connected. Let's start again. I didn't connect it underneath. Oh. Let's see if she works. Shut up. If anyone knows how to get rid of this pinging, please let me know when the ignition's off. Super annoying. Alright. Reverse. Come at me. Oh, looks like I've got it in the right orientation. First go. Hell yeah. Alright. Let's finish this off. Get that all mounted in. Screwed up, cable tied up. And that's the camera relocation pretty much done. It's got to use some pop rivets. This thing, pretty sure this thing sits in here with some pop rivets. Yeah, so we'll do that and get it all mounted up. Oh, I'll have to get my pop rivet gun, but we'll see if that even works first. And it doesn't look right, there's 4 pop rivets here. Yeah, we'll pop rivet it in because she ain't going nowhere. I'll get my pop rivet gun. More better. Alright, so we've got our camera loom all in. We'll just do a little test fit here. So I'm gonna neatly wrap that up and cable tie that up in there, out of the way. Let's see if there's any pinch points. No, we're good. I'm comfortable with that. So you're gonna want to cable tie this while it's fully extended, so we know. I might go this way so that we don't see it. That way, and we'll make for a nice clean job. So overall, the Dash off-road rear bar for the Y62 Series 5, it ain't teabag. The instructions are a tiny bit vague, but you know what instructions aren't really at the end of the day. Price wise, I honestly think it's a little bit too expensive, like $3,000 for a rear bar. Yeah, you know, it's getting up there. I know and it's all aluminium, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive because of the metal type, but I mean, these days full drive accessories are just so bloody expensive, it's not funny. I mean, you're paying already, you know, anywhere between 80 and 90,000 for a high-end four-wheel drive, and then you gotta put all the accessories on it that you want. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but you know, if you want half decent stuff, you gotta pay the money. And then if you're not handy and you can't do it, then well, you don't have the time, then it's going to be costly for you, unfortunately, and that's just the way it goes. So I'm pretty happy with this installation so far. This is part 2. Like, the first day took me 8 hours, but that's mostly due to the factory bolts on the Nissan tow bar. Alright, time to put the rear trim back on. Just remember, plug everything back in. So we're not going to need the camera loom anymore. 4 bolts, all clips back in. Of course. I can wait. Get our trusty Milwaukee. I thought this was a mill. No. One, two. Fuck. Remember, don't over tighten. We want to just tighten it up. Oh, again. What's going on today? Alright. Lights. Not that we need them anymore. Come on. Normally I'm wearing my headlamp, but can't do it with the GoPro. Click. Alright. Now that was our camera loom, but don't have it anymore. And what we're going to do is use this grommet, and we're just going to seal that up just in there, and that way we're going to have no dust ingress and shit coming in here. So we're going to just put that in there. I should have put this in prior, but it don't matter, it'll work out. Not tea bag, you know what I'm saying? Alright, now that our, where's my bloody, there it is. I'm just gonna cable tie this little loom here out the way, because, wait, no, that one's got to go somewhere. Or does it? No, that was for our camera. So it's going to cable tie that one. Oh no, that's for our rear door switch. That one was for our camera, so we don't need to cable tie that out the way. We're going to start putting the rear panel back on. Just clip it in. It ain't tea bag. Yeah, click. Yeah, click. Yeah, click. All right. Put our 4 plugs back in. 4 trim plugs. Very simple, actually. And you don't have to take these trims out, they're just to access the lights, but we did it anyways. Put our handle back in, and our rear powered tailgate switch. All right, I like it, I like it. It's all going back. Hopefully we can get out of here soon. Make sure that's the right one. Oh, other way. All right. You out the way, you out the way. Put our little cargo clip back in. Ah, you bugger. They do have to go a specific way. Just going to make sure this is still time lapsing, which we are. This will be 10 mil. We'll swap you out. It's the thing that I love about working on JDM cars. Is that they're all metric. With Nissan, all your trim parts are either going to be 10 or 8 mil. And, why isn't that sitting down right? Oh, looks like it may be backwards. I don't think so though. Yep, it was. Eight, yeah, all the trim bolts are either 8, 10 or clips, and then most of the day-to-day bolts are 18 or 19, 18, 21, 22, etc, etc. Our lights, yeah, our lights can go back in. Careful not to break these blue clips. I just broke one before, so it's like the retaining clip for the light. So yeah, making sure we pull our cabling back the way it came out. Ah, you bugger. All right, so for the lights, those little grey ones, 2 of. Other rear light. Yeah, so see, I'm missing that blue clip because it broke off. So I'm hoping she stays in there without any retention needs. Gotta love how some of the modern cars go together, but kind of not, because it's just cheap, you know. Everything just sort of pops in there and be done with it, kind of thing. But I guess it's got to break, meet their safety ratings. Alright, rear trim, this has got to go in first, and then the top panel, these top panels go in. Aww. And again, I'd probably put this trim down before you put all the panels back down heavily, because it's got to slide in there. It gets in there pretty hard too, so you just got to roll it down and around. Cool, almost got myself in the face. You. There we go. So, yeah, you really want that trim tucked up behind there. Otherwise, it's a little bit pain in the ass. You want everything to be in and behind it. So it's a nice, neat job. Up here, it's all got to go over it, over the top and behind again. Otherwise, the pinch weld, it's see, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Come on, you can't quite get it. The pinch weld in there. What was that? Oh, of course. I lost. Yeah, it's just that little bit much. This happened last time. We were a little bit, you have to pull it back. Kind of annoying. So I don't know how that happens. See, it's like overstretched, but it's not, because we're all up here. You have to work it back. Happened last time. See what I'm saying? I don't know how this happens. It's like I make sure it's at the top, because we don't want it down the bottom. See how it doesn't sit quite in there? You got to tuck it behind. You got to make sure it's, when you're putting it back, I know it probably doesn't matter to people, but to most people, but it kind of annoys the shit out of me when I see that. So you can get it in there and nicely. Yeah, it just makes for a better finish. Makes me happier. Okay, now these little trims can go back in. Our useless little plug can go back in. Both sides. I thought that was it. Yeah, little black ones. That's what I'm looking for. Stay there. We can't put our light covers back on yet. 1, 2, 'Now what we are gonna test for, make sure this door shuts now and our electronics are working. Probably have to do a reset. I knew something fell over there. Interesting. Alright, essentially everything's all back together. So I had a bit of a problem here with the tailgate. It wouldn't open or close, so you have to pull the battery and reset it. And there's an earth, you have to take an earth pin out and manually earth it to the chassis for all this to work. but it's all done and opening and closing. So that's the camera relocation and rear blind spot's done. So I'll put all this back together and put the bar back on. So yeah, this rear bar assembly, I mean, she's all pretty nice and easy to go back into place. You don't need, on the original there's like a bracket here that puts clips on underneath, but because you got to take it off, it doesn't really matter. You don't need to put them in, you know. So now I've got PPF on my car, so I don't recommend doing this without tape if you don't have the PPF on your car. I would be doing it with tape any day of the week. Get back, you have to have these lights off. Huh, there you go. Didn't know that. Lucky it's just a 2-second job. Tell you the trials. And you just literally pull it into place. Tape from last time we had it off. We want to just push down, clip as you go. Now I've got a couple of these spare little body clips which we will chuck in, and there you have it. We got the rear bar all back on, making sure that it's all gone back in its right clips. We'll just, now if you don't know, a little trick here with the Patrols, if you double tap that button under there, it kills the auto, just makes it into a manual tailgate. So it's a handy little trick. So got all our wiring loom here, all neatly tucked away in there, no pinch points. We just got to now wire up. There's only one more thing left to do, which is to wire up the reverse lights here. I'm going to have them on reverse and eventually get them manually switchable, I reckon. Alright, next deal of order is the Dash. Yeah, I've got the whole catalogue from Dash Off-Road at the moment, but recovery track and shovel holder flush mount kit. This goes on the roof rack, and we've got the Yakima Aces of Spades shovel axe or paddle holder. Alright, reasonably easy kit to install. We just put our 2 mounting pins on here, and they've got to be 890 centers for the max tracks. So we will set all this up. Here's our little locking nuts and mechanisms for the roof rack. Of course they come all tangled. Let's go on somewhere that's not going to look around. Alright, let's read the instructions. That's for the Ace of Spades. This is for the Dash Off-Road mounting plate. There's a lot. I believe they'll be the short ones. Alright. Interesting. I don't think we need this much crap here, to be honest. Let's mount her up. Should only need 4 in each. Won't need, we'll put washers in. Yeah, we'll put washers in. Nice, easy little system, this one. And ties into the theme perfectly. Now, they go in there. You can't get them to turn around, I don't believe. Slide across to where you want them. Bam. Make sure our little teeth are up there. And it doesn't look right to me, but oh, of course we're gonna have to take that bracket out there and slide it. Fun on a bun. Just, yeah. Alright, mount our first one up. These certainly don't look long enough. Now, these got to go in together, so just be aware of that. Face inwards. That one doesn't need to be there. I'll put this right at the back. Tighten it down. And we've got to get these ones in there somehow. So I'll come back to that. All right, we've got the Mack-Trax holders on. I had to make a little bit of custom bolts under here to hold these brackets down. As you can see, we've only got notches here, but none on the outer ends. And we've got the Ace of Spades brackets on there for the shovel. It's okay. I don't like, that's really tight and she still moves around, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, I might put something to cause a bit more pressure on it, because it is only like an ABS. It's probably nylon, glass fiber, nylon reinforced plastic, but that gets us out of the way for now. All right, bumper bars all back on. I've just got 2 bolts to do there. Fix some little bits up here. Now, is it worth the $3,000 bucks? Yeah, I'm pretty happy, and changes the look of the car. Got that weight nice and centered. Weight of the spare tires nice and centered. I haven't put the rear number plate light on because I don't feel the need for it. It's just extra cabling. That's the downside of this setup here, is that to get this spare tire off, you actually have to take this number plate bracket off. I know it's only 2 bolts, but hey, if you only got a, you know, wheel brace, that'll be a pain in the ass. But she's looking good. Let's get her outside and I'll do a little walk around. Didn't have time to put the awning on. Got to get back to the hacienda. It's nearly 3 o'clock. Woo!